All right, so next, guys, we need to talk about opening up an account to have a crypto broker and crypto wallet, what places I actually recommend currently today to use, and kind of understanding the lingo of what's going on inside of the account because it can get a little confusing, and also talk about how to actually fund your account and then how to actually buy crypto inside of your account. So first of all, what you need to understand is what is fiat. You're probably going to hear that word and be like, what the fuck is fiat? What is that? To be honest, it's something that I never really knew until I started trading crypto, even though I've been in stocks for so long. Fiat is just the fiat currency. So that is either the US dollar, the British pound, the euro, the Canadian dollar, Australian dollar, Japanese yen, Chinese yuan, all those things. Those are all government currencies, which are called fiat. Cryptocurrencies are things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, XRP, all the other altcoins that are out there. That's crypto. Then there's also different forms of crypto fiats, essentially. And these are basically, they're called stable coins, and they're basically pegged to the US dollar or pegged to the British pound. But you're going to see this sometimes a lot. And in some places like Binance.com, when you're putting money in your account, they're going to ask you if you want to do it in BUSD or you can do it in USDT. So BUSD is just Binance's version of what the US dollar is. So USDT and the BUSD are just cryptocurrency formats that track exactly to the current price of the US dollar. So in other accounts like Binance, you're probably going to see BUSD or USDT. So sometimes if you're in your Binance account and you don't want to swap into another crypto, you just put it in BUSD, and that basically just means you're holding the US dollar. So you're not going to see a bunch of fluctuations, when you're just trying to hold cash in your account. But essentially, these are all currencies. And so my current favorite places to open up an account are, one, Kraken. If you're a US citizen, Kraken is definitely the number one place to be. That's where I do all my current trading right now. HeyForex is also a partner broker, but HeyForex.com is mostly for trading Forex, trading pairs like the pound versus the dollar or the Japanese yen versus the USD, right? For Forex traders. Inside of there, you can day trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, OMG, Neo USD. So there's a small list of cryptocurrencies that you can actually day trade inside of there, but it's not a broker that I recommend to trade how I trade crypto, because I mostly trade altcoins, smaller ones, and HeyForex is mostly if you want to day trade the big ones like Bitcoin and Ethereum, you can definitely do that. If you're outside of the USA, I would definitely recommend FTX or Binance.com. And then there's also DeFi exchanges, which we'll talk about later. And I use some of these. I use 1inch, I use Uniswap, and I use MetaMask, which is also a wallet. And the reason why I use these is inside of Kraken, sometimes I can't buy certain cryptos. Just for an example, in every broker, these are all exchanges. So I can only trade what Kraken has available. So this is the list of coins that Kraken has available on their exchange for me to trade, which there's only 58, okay? There's a lot more coins out there than 58 coins. These are just the only ones that I can trade as an American citizen, the Kraken exchange. But there's something called a meta wallet, which we'll go over later. And so when I have a meta wallet, I can trade other ones like SRM, 1inch as well that I'm in now, but I can't trade those through Kraken. So I actually have to move my money to another place on a DeFi exchange. Basically, an intermediary is basically gone, and I can actually trade other ones that are not allowed on the Kraken exchange. Let's just talk about Kraken here first, because that's, most of you guys are probably American, I would imagine, but we'll also talk about FTX and Binance as well. So if you're opening an account as an American, Kraken would be the best place to do it. So you would go to Kraken.com, sign up for an account, and inside of there, you're gonna wanna hit the fund button and then do a wire transfer. So you'd go to Kraken, go to funding, and inside of here, you would go to US dollar and say deposit, and then you would do deposit method, just signature bank wire. Okay, I don't even know what these other things are. Maybe you do, but I just did a signature bank wire and just wire money into my account. It's gonna take a little bit, but you're also gonna have to do all the verification processes first in order to get to this point of actually being able to wire money into your account. So once you have your money wired into your account, you basically have under the balances, this is basically called a wallet essentially as well. And you can see currently the only thing I have in my wallet at the moment is Uniswap, UNIUSD. I used to have 6,700 coins of it, and I've sold a bunch for profit, and now that's worth $22,000. And I have $12,000 in cash left over here. And I also have an open profit of about $17,000 in this account. Now, the thing with Kraken is that inside of here, the only thing that shows in your balance in your wallet is if you paid cash for that. Now, also in Kraken, you can have upwards of 5x leverage. That simply means that you can, if you have $1,000 in your balance, and you want to trade and you want to buy Bitcoin, if you want, you can buy $5,000 worth of Bitcoin on 5x leverage, but they only do leverage on certain tokens like Uniswap. Due to, it's probably because it's a smaller altcoin, they won't let me do any leverage. I have to pay cash, which is why it's in my wallet. But if I go into my positions, you can see here, I have ETH, which I bought on 3-to-1 leverage, and I currently have a 95% profit on here. I bought DOT on 3-to-1 leverage. I currently have a 70% profit on here, and I bought ADA on 3-to-1 leverage, and I have a 59% profit on that right now. And you don't want to go too crazy with leverage. The only reason why I like to do leverage with about a 3-to-1 or so on here is that allows me to have more free cash to diversify more in my portfolio without only being able to use cash on my account. But sometimes I can only do cash on these, like Uniswap, SCUSD, which was a 100% ripper, Nano, which ripped, 500% after I bought at 116. Down here, I was only able to pay cash. Okay, so those were all gonna show up in my balances, but they won't show up in my trades or my positions level. But you can also click this button over here inside of Kraken, and that's gonna open up a trading platform and show you exactly where you bought, where you sold, and it'll let you know if you can go on leverage or not. So you're gonna click this connect trading button over here. And this is going to give you a little bit more of a breakdown of your positions inside of here. So just taking a look at like Nano, Nano USD, you can see this was my initial purchase at 116. I sold some here, here. Then I sold again at 247, and then it absolutely fucking ripped up to the upside. And it'll also show where your trades were placed. And if you want to buy or sell inside of here, you simply just click the buy button. As you can see, it shows my total balance here is $12,000. So I have $12,000 worth of cash if I want to buy this with cash. Now you can see usually there's it'll show how much leverage I want to buy if that's available. But with Nano USD, Kraken doesn't allow it. But I can select how much do I want to put in? 50%, 75%, 100%, and then you would just select where you want to purchase. If you want to do a limit order, on a limit order, you select what is the maximum amount of what is the maximum price that you're willing to pay for this. So the current bid price on this is $435. Okay, so if you didn't want to spend more than $435 on this, you would say a limit price of $436. That's the maximum amount I'm willing to pay for this. Okay, so you won't pay over $436. But if you want to do market order and you're just like, what, I'm ready to get in now. I don't care if I pay like a cent or 5 cents more than the current price. It's basically just going to fill you at whatever best price possible, and that's going to be the fastest way to enter. But if they're low volume, low liquidity, it's called slippage. So the current price might be $435. You might get filled at $440. Okay, so that's the risk of using a market order versus a limit order. A limit order, you're setting the maximum amount you're willing to pay for that price. The problem with that is if something's moving fast, you might not get filled because you put a limit order and then that price might go up without you. There's risk on both sides. Limit orders, you might miss your entry. Market order, it means you might get filled at 5 cents above or below where you're trying to get in, right? So it's called slippage. So you have to be aware of that, and then if you want to sell it, you just click sell and say if you wanted to sell just, 50% of your position or 75 or the whole thing, right? Because I like to piece out my position as it's going up because I don't know, I bought it at 116. Next thing you know, the same day it was at 166. I was like, fuck, that was like a 50% move. I'm going to lock in some gains here. What if this is all we got? Okay. But I had no idea it was going to go up to 529. So that's why you want to pick out some profits along the way up, because this is a very, very unique situation to have it go up so quick. A lot of times you're going to buy something right here. It might only go up 5%. And then start sliding down, and then you never see anything higher than that, which is why it's important to take profits on the way up as you have profits in a trade, because you don't know if it's going to go up like this or you don't know it's going to go down. And I promise you, there's going to be way more times when you buy something and it's definitely not going to do this, and there's going to be a bunch of opportunities to lock in gains and you don't, and next thing you know, you're back at zero profit, and you're like, fuck, why didn't I lock any profits on the way up? So it's always important to be locking in gains on the way up. But if we look at like Bitcoin or ETH, you can see now under the leverage here, it'll show me if I wanted to 5x leverage this, right? If I had $1,000 in here, it would let me buy $5,000 worth if I did 5x leverage. So you want to be careful when you're using leverage, because just because you have it doesn't mean you should use it. Such as eToro just sent out an email to all their clients saying, we're banning leverage on all altcoins and cryptocurrencies because people are probably getting fucking crazy out there and being fucking idiots. Okay, so you definitely don't want to do that. Too crazy on leverage. I use it a little bit. I use 3-to-1 leverage, just not even on big positions, $10,000, $5,000, and $6,000. I didn't go anything crazy. I just wanted to have free capital inside of my account here for when I wanted to do it. But like I said, sometimes you want to trade other things that Kraken doesn't have, and I'm going to talk about in that minute. So let's just go back to what I was talking about here, because I kind of digressed. So once you wire your money in, that's going to be then pushed into fiat and you're going to have USD in your account. Now you can decide, okay, and this is all basically now in your crypto wallet, AKA the balance here. And then from there, you can either buy or sell or start swapping, converting, or exchanging. And all swapping or converting exchanges mean, because first you're going to buy something, right? Say if you wanted to buy Bitcoin, BTC, and then you're like, okay, I'm in Bitcoin now, but you decide, hey, I don't want to sell it for the US dollar. I actually just want to transfer my Bitcoin and convert it with Ethereum, right? So that would be, the keywords for that would be a swap, convert, or an exchange. So what would you do if you want to convert? You go to the buy crypto button and you click convert. And then from here, so if I wanted to swap my Uniswap for Bitcoin, okay, I would select my amount and you can say convert max because that's how much uni I have. And I could swap my Uniswap for Bitcoin and it would give me, I don't know how many Bitcoin, whatever that is, $3,500 worth, but it would preview, or we can do preview convert. So what it would give me is 0.561 Bitcoin. So I could convert that just like that without having to sell it for USD, then go from USD to then buy Bitcoin. I could convert it if I wanted to. So that's multiple ways you can do things. If you wanted to just, okay, I have US dollars and I want to buy Bitcoin, you can also just go up to here and say XBT USD, hit trade, and now just select how much Bitcoin you want to buy. So you wanted to buy 1 Bitcoin, that's $38,000. Holy shit, can't believe it's at $38,000. Okay, so and then you just hit buy XBT. So that's essentially how things work inside of Kraken here. And again, if you want to go to the actual trading platform, you just click this, and then you're inside of here. Then you can see a little bit more about what's going on. Like check out Kaba USD. This is a recent trade that I got in and out pretty quick. As you can see, I bought right here. I actually stopped out right here, and I rebought again right here at about 149, sold at 180, and then sold at 163. And so this was all in cash. Again, you can see they won't let me do anything leverage here. So a lot of times inside of Kraken, you can't use leverage on a lot of these altcoins, but Kraken definitely has the widest selection of altcoins if you're a US citizen. So anyways, that's how to open Kraken, fund it, and start trading.